The airport here on George Ryder Road adds one more layer of uniqueness to the town that makes up the elbow of Cape Cod. Chatham is one of only 4 towns on the Cape to have an airport. And while the town owns the airport itself, there are no town employees working here. One of those non-town employees is Tim Howard. It's been a long road since he first showed up here as a college grad with a mechanic's license looking for a job to where he is now, owner and operator of Stick and Rudder Aero Tours, which encompasses maintenance, flight training, and the sightseeing business. Oh, and he manages the airport too, which gives him more of a chance to interact with the public than he may have had anywhere else.
We're one of the few, I'll call it gem airports, where the public can get right up and close and personal. I mean, if they just come to eat up at Hangar B, they can sit right out there and be 10 feet from a classic biplane and watch, how that procedure works and see how that whole process is. And it stimulates a lot of people who want to, become pilots or get into aviation. Not just flying, but there's also the maintenance aspect, being a mechanic or a technician. There's also airport management. There's a variety of other careers within aviation that we can expose them to here besides just flying.
As for finding reliable local help here at the CQX, that got a little easier when Cape Cod Community College started their aviation maintenance tech program back in 2016.
We had good success with their graduates, and it's great that they're local, because that's the #1 challenge with running a business like ours on the Cape, is getting help that can afford to live in this area because it's so expensive.
Shop supervisor Evan Eldridge is a graduate of that inaugural 2016 program. And the only thing better than the job placement that the program offered was the actual job's proximity to home, just down the road in Harwich.
Yeah, that is really, really nice. Not having to worry about the bridge at all is a huge, huge plus. And being close to home with my family and just the familiar area that I grew up with and love, it's my home. So it's nice to be able to stick around and stay local and contribute to the, the rest of the community here somewhat.
And the jobs aren't just relegated to graduates of the program. This youngster with the James Dean hair found out about this job and the program at the same time. Now with about 1/3 of the classes under his belt, he does a little bit of everything around here. Not bad for this Chatham native who can ride his bike to work in about 5 minutes.
I'm friends with one of the professors at the Four Cs, and he told me about this program. And I was like, hey, I love working on things. I'd love to get into that. And just so happens that I received an email on my Gmail that said, Chatham Airport is looking for a front desk person. And so I was like, jumped right on it, got in there. I got an interview with Tim, asked me a few questions. I got right on the job here, started working on weekends.
As for the public, they're fortunate to not only get to watch these planes take off and land, but that the contract with the town requires the airport to give sightseeing tours. It's a feature that's kept people coming back here for over half a century.
The tourism aspect is undeniable in the town of Chatham, especially on Cape Cod. So the sightseeing flights are super popular, and we see repeat people coming back year after year after year. So yeah, that's an important part of our business, for sure.
What better way to experience flying over this end of Cape Cod than to actually do it myself? And we'll be doing it in this biplane. Of course, I won't be able to take my big camera up with me, so we'll take the GoPro and try to capture some of the magic up there. But before we headed up, our pilot Dan Kelly made sure that all the safety boxes were checked and we were clear for takeoff. Before long, the propeller was spinning and we were taxiing down the runway. And faster than we could say the actual word takeoff, the wheels were off the ground. Listening over my headset and looking back at Dan, who works for a major airline during the week flying big jets, I could tell that he was still having just as much fun flying this biplane as I was having as a passenger.
This plane's so responsive, you just kind of think and it does it. So, I think I want to turn left and it kind of just goes that way. It's just super sharp on the controls, it's responsive. You have 2 sets of ailerons that help the roll of the wing, and that just makes it more responsive than a little Cessna, and it's just super fun. It's nothing like having the wind blow through your hair flying over the Cape.
It turns out I was able to take the big camera up here with me, and I did my best not to drop it into the ocean while trying to capture the experience that Dan Kelly hopes everyone has when they come here.
I always make the joke of this isn't what you get on Google Maps, right? It's not the same. You're flying around on the Waco, the wind's rushing through your hair. You just get this really neat perspective of the Cape that you're not going to get just looking at the satellite imagery. So people being able to take away, departing out of here And then just seeing what we have in terms of the national seashore, right, and how it's so protected. You have so much land, and people don't realize how much isn't developed, and that's what really makes the Cape a special place.
Hello, and welcome to the Hyannis Fire Safety Minute. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is firefighter paramedic Henry Rex with the Hyannis Fire Department, and I'm here today to talk to you about summer fire safety. As the weather warms up, we spend more time outside. Fire pits and grills become a big part of summertime gatherings. They're a great way to enjoy time with family and friends, but they also come with real fire and burn risk if not used safely. For recreational fire pits, remember that the fire must remain small and manageable, no greater than 3 feet in diameter. Any fire larger than that is no longer considered a recreational fire. Fire pits should always be placed on a flat, non-combustible surface and located at least 25 feet away from structures or combustible materials. In addition, keep a 15-foot area around the fire pit clear of dry vegetation, leaves, furniture, or anything else that could ignite. Pay attention to overhead hazards as well, including tree branches and awnings. Never use gasoline or other flammable liquids to start or relight a fire. All fires must be constantly attended. Children and pets should stay a safe distance away from the fire area. It is also required to have a garden hose, fire extinguisher, or bucket of water readily available in case the fire needs to be quickly extinguished. Avoid using fire pits on especially windy days, as embers can travel quickly and ignite nearby grass, brush, or structures. When it comes to grilling, always grill outdoors and never inside a garage, porch, or enclosed area because of the dangers of fire and carbon monoxide buildup. Grills should be kept at least 10 feet away from the house, deck railing, siding, or other combustible materials. Before using your gas grill, check propane connections for leaks by applying soapy water to the hose and fittings. Bubbling can indicate a leak. Keep the grill clean to prevent grease fires and never leave a hot grill unattended. After grilling or using a fire pit, charcoal and ashes can stay hot for hours, so dispose of them safely in a metal container once fully cooled. Most importantly, avoid distractions while cooking or tending a fire. Many outdoor fires happen simply because someone stepped away just for 1 second. A few simple precautions can prevent injuries, property damage, and emergencies, helping everyone enjoy a safe summer. Thank you and stay safe.
At the first bend on Bone Hill Road in Barnstable, this sign serves as a sort of coming attractions billboard. First-timers will catch a glimpse of bird box-covered fields, or a view of Barnstable Harbor through a veil of red cedar. They may see notifications that can only be found at a place like this, like trail signs. There's even one name for this location, and it's terrific. But whatever it is they see on their way in, the goal is to get them here, to the Visitor Center compound at Mass Audubon's Long Pasture Wildlife Sanctuary before they begin their trek into nature.
This is sort of your launch point, and every trail can be accessed from here. It's not to say that neighbors don't walk in from all there's no way we can stop people from walking in different areas, but we're trying to channel everybody here to our Discovery Center to start their journey.
And the best place to start is right here at the beginning, where the 1,900-foot-long all-persons trail is on full display, with a meditation stretch group utilizing the center picnic area on the day that we dropped by.
We're trying to bring as many people to our sanctuaries as possible, people with all abilities and all ages. So the all persons trail concept is creating accessible trails, flat, even, predictable, that have interpretive overlays, so features along them that are interesting to folks, to get people out and about and take advantage of nature and take advantage of Mass Audubon.
As a bonus, we got a surprise visit from this special guest out on the Loop Trail. One other feature of this trail is access to the salt marsh below. From here, we get a view of Great Marsh, which covers 4,000 acres of land here along the Cape shoreline. It's also one of 5 habitats that can be found on this trail, and the Marsh Boardwalk overlook offers up a pretty nice view of things. This property covers 100 acres, which makes it one of the smaller Mass Audubon locations. But within the confines of that acreage, visitors can find countless species and habitats. And that's a real point of pride for the folks here at Long Pasture.
We really have all the habitats you could find on Cape Cod. We've got salt marsh, we've got tidal flats, we've got oceanfront, beach. And with uplands, we have open water bodies that are perennial, like ponds. And then we have vernal pools, which are temporary. We've got open fields for pollinators. We've got forested habitat. So it really is a little bit of everything.
To get a taste of that little bit of everything, we hit the trail named for this property, and the trees were awesome. It's a personal preference of mine to walk through what feels like a corridor of trees, and this fits the bill. We even came across some woodland creatures in our travels. That really made it worth the trip, including these goats. In the big picture, Long Pasture hasn't really been around for too long. Mass Audubon received the property through a bequest in 1996 and opened to the public 10 years later in 2006. Since that time, it's been able to grow and expand its programs, and it's one of the few places that can offer up this, while at the same time being immersed in all of this. It's quite unique.
It's a treasure to have this proximity to Barnstable Harbor, overlooking Sandy Neck Barrier Beach, this amazing view of the lighthouse. It's really unique. We're really blessed to have this. And you're right, there's not a lot of places on the Cape where you can go and get the diversity of experiences that you can get here. So it really is a wonderful spot. There's a lot packed into a very small area.
The weather from the spring of 2026 may have left a bit to be desired for just about everyone. But if there were ever a sign that sunny and warmer days were on their way, it would be the Gateway Sand Sculpture here at the Yarmouth Chamber of Commerce on the corner of Higgins Crow Road and Route 28. Since 2011, Fitzy Snowman Sculpting has exercised his artistic license, much to the delight of Cape residents and visitors, as a means of kicking off the summer season.
It's really a great thing that's been going on since 2011. People look forward to it. We do up to 30. This year we're doing 23 sculptures. And people go, they grab maps. After we're done, they just travel around and they look at all the sculptures. But they're at the sculptures, they're also patronizing those businesses too, kind of saying thanks, you know, for participating. So it's a great boost for the businesses. It's a great experience for the tourists that are coming in. And it's great for me because 5 million people come through this town every year. And so all those people are seeing my art. So it's like having a public gallery.
Of course, Sean Fitzpatrick doesn't work alone. His business partner, Tracy, is the detail-oriented half of this team, while Sean focuses on the creative end of things. And if they sound like a married couple with their back-and-forth chatter, there's good reason.
It'll be 39 years we're married in June, and working together, sometimes I have to remind him that I have an extra pillow, and I will use it if I have to. And I mean, we go back and forth. I mean, we get along fine, but that's like we bicker back and forth, like, no, that doesn't look right. No, fix that. But we get along fine. We haven't killed each other yet.
Beyond the 39 years of marital bliss, these two have been enjoying sandbox playdates since they first met, all the way back when Tracy's family moved into Sean's neighborhood on the North Shore of Massachusetts.
I go down there, I see a little girl, she's like walking in the street, like in the middle of the street, and they're unloading all the stuff going to the house. Walk up to her, I'm 5 years old at the time. I reach over, I give her a little kiss on the cheek, and she starts bawling instantly, right? So I look out and I'm like, oh, what did I do, you know? All of a sudden, 5 of her older brothers come running out of the house. That was my first impression of that family to them. So didn't go over very well. I learned how to run pretty quick. That's how that worked out.
For roughly 10 months out of the year, this artistic duo will reside in homes and sleep in beds that don't belong to them, as they tour coast to coast, being commissioned to produce their incredible artwork for corporate and community events all over. They've been featured on national television and are recognized far and wide, not only for their work with sand, but also for their pumpkin carving and ice and snow sculpting. They've worked for several Fortune 500 brands, as well as many professional sports leagues. Yet, almost in spite of all of their accolades and achievements, they remain two of the most grounded people that anyone would want to meet.
We're out here with the people, and honestly it's what we love most about this job is the people that we meet. We meet some great people, and it's like you can be having a down day and like, oh, this is, you know, I'm not working the way I want, and someone will show up and be like, oh, you changed my day, you know, thank you so much for what you do, you make the town better, and it makes you feel better. So you don't know what kind of day they're having and how much effect you have on them just by making a sand sculpture.
For Sean Fitzpatrick, it probably feels like a lifetime ago that he was entrenched in his career as an auto mechanic, just tinkering with the idea of doing this type of thing after making a pretty impressive snow sculpture for his young daughter. Now, all these years and thousands of tons of sand later, could there be a potential retirement somewhere on the horizon?
I feel like I might take my last breath on a pile. You know, it brings me too much joy. It's stressful. It beats up the body. But when you're so passionate about something, it's almost like you don't have a choice. So no, retirement is never in my future.
I'm Jen Pina, producing artistic director here at Cape Cod Theatre Company Harwich Junior Theatre. Cape Cod Theatre Company Harwich Junior Theatre is a multi-generational, educational community theatre in our 74th season. We were founded by Betty Bope. She was an educator here and in Boston, and she founded what was then the Harwich Junior Theatre at the Exchange Hall in Harwich Center in 1952 with their first show, Cinderella. It grew from there, from the Harwich Junior Theatre, which was mostly producing shows during the summer and for young audiences and families, to where we are now, which is multi-generational theatre with shows for audiences of all ages, with up to 10 fully produced shows happening year-round every year, multiple partnerships with other local artists and performers, so we have special events throughout the year and a really robust education program. So we have classes year-round through 4 seasons, winter, spring, summer, and fall sessions from ages 4 through adult. We have camps while school is on break during school vacations and summer vacation. We have classes from creative drama through Broadway Kids, through singing for the stage, creative drama on the spectrum, scene study for adults. It just goes on and on and on. I saw my first play here when I was 5. It was Emil and the Detectives. And my older brother, Joel, was in the play, and I was on the edge of my seat. The theater went dark, and there was this sort of warm glow, and we were a family that read a lot of books, so for me storytelling was just a part of like the magical part of the day, and to see this story come to life and have my brother be in it, I thought I want to do that. And then through the years I've played a number of different roles here, I mean in plays, but also had multiple jobs here. So I've done everything from children's theater to junior players, our teen ensemble program, both being in it and teaching it, to Shakespeare and some of the classics, to experimental theater, and I've been an actor, a director, choreographer. I've been an usher and a house manager. I've done really almost every job, and now producing artistic director as well. I'm so fortunate to work with the folks that I do here. We have a very small, incredibly talented, hardworking, and dedicated full-time staff. And then we have this huge team of contractors who are either teaching artists or production team members that really reach out into the whole community. We're just so fortunate. And then beyond that, volunteers, a volunteer board, volunteer front of house folks, people who do all sorts of things for us, and then our business partners and sponsors too. So in that way too, we really are a community theater. For more information about volunteering, taking a class, auditioning for a show, coming to see a show, anything else you want, you can walk in the door. I would say my door is always open, but there's not even a door on my office. So come on in and say hello. And you can look at our website, capecodtheatrecompany.org. We are a true community theater, so we're multi-generational in every way you can think of. We've been around for multiple generations. We have multiple generations who are on the staff, on the board, in our classes, in a play at any given time. Multiple generations come to see our shows. We've got grandparents, parents, grandkids all together. And we could not do it without volunteers. We're here for that purpose. We're here as a community organization, a community theater, and the community part's really important.
My name's Lisa Barstein, and I'm a TerraCorps member at the Dennis Conservation Land Trust. TerraCorps is an 11-month service program, and so I'm here at DCLT completing 3 projects over the course of that service program, and then I'm actually going to be staying full-time at DCLT once my term of service ends. So we're here at the Dennis Conservation Land Trust headquarters, also known as the Not Enough Acres Farm. So we got this property in July of 2023, and it's been really, really exciting to have all of this space where we can experiment with agriculture and also bring the community in to learn with us about different growing practices and what works well to grow here on Cape Cod. And so we're also trying to call this space our Environmental Studies Learning Center, and so we have a bunch of youth programs and educational programs that we're running. We're growing all sorts of things. We have a really great farm committee, which is a group of 10 volunteers who are all local to the area and have different areas of expertise and background when it comes to gardening and farming. And so each of those volunteers has taken on a small personal project at the farm, and that's why we like to call it our collaborative farm, because everyone's kind of bringing their own knowledge to the space. And so we're growing vegetables, we're growing native perennials, we have a cut flower plot, we're growing mushrooms, we're growing herbs. So it's been a lot of fun to learn and experiment with all those different types of vegetables and plants. We have 8 interns this summer. 4 of them are high school interns and 4 of them are college interns. Our high school interns are part of our science fair internship program. They're all from the DY high school nearby. And essentially what they do is come up with a project that's of interest to them, a question that they want to test. And we kind of help facilitate that process and provide them with any materials or resources they need to answer that question. And one of the really great things about having this space here at our headquarters is a lot of our students can also experiment with different agricultural questions. And then our college interns are also helping us out on the farm, whether it's weeding, whether it's harvesting. And then some of them are also developing professional skills that they might need going forward after they graduate when it comes to the field of ecology, and so one of our students is sampling a field that we have next door to better understand what kind of plant species are growing there. We just have some really fun collaborations that we're really excited to continue going forward. So actually our front plot is being managed by the Brazilian Resource Center, which is also another local organization that provides all kinds of supports for immigrant communities here on the Cape. They've done a really great job. All of that produce is going to the Yarmouth food, or to their food pantry. All of our produce is going to the Yarmouth food pantry. Yeah, just a really exciting collaboration we have with food pantries and different nonprofits here on the Cape. You can always check out our website, and you can find our email and contact information there. You're also always welcome to come stop by at the farm. We're located on Suet Neck Road in East Dennis. We love to have people just stop by, knock on our door, and we're happy to give you a tour, let you know a little bit more about what we're doing.
Hey, I'm Kayla. I was an intern at Cape Media Center back in 2019, and that experience totally launched my career in media.
And I'm Destiny. I was right there with Kayla in 2019, learning everything from camera work to editing and loving every second of it.
The staff here at Cape Media Center were always hands-on and always willing to answer our questions, especially with our final project.
We created a series of videos called the Blue Economy Project, where we dove deeper into how the ocean plays a vital role in Cape Cod's economy.
The series was well approved, and we couldn't have done it without the Cape Media Center.
Fast forward to now, I'm working in live music production and have even worked at venues such as Gillette Stadium and Fenway Park.
And I actually came full circle. I'm back at the Cape Media Center, this time on staff.
Cape Media Center gave us the tools, the confidence, and the real-world experience to chase our creative goals.
It's more than just a media center, it's a launch pad for your future.
Start your story at Cape Media Center in Dennisport.
Cape Media Center, your voice, your vision, your community.